Today we're going to be setting up the Puritan Bennett 840 in the SIMV and volume control mode, or the assist control mode. Depending on the ventilator you're using, the assist control and volume control are the exact same thing. I'm going to power on my ventilator. It will go through its self-test. We do have a little bit of a fix on the O2 calibration. It is still out, so we'll still need to use the 2-minute silence. So here we have our same patient, new patient SST. We're going to do new patient. We're going to just accept the 50 ideal body weight. If you notice, the modes are AC, SIMV, spontaneous, and bilevel. We're going to choose AC. VC means, are we ventilating with pressure or volume? Today we're going to be doing volume, so we leave it on VC, volume control. You may hear the term AC/VC, meaning assist control, volume control. And we're doing invasive or non-invasive. We are staying with invasive. And of course, according to your last test, you know that flow triggering is the easiest, so we're going to leave that. Continue. So we have, these are our settings. We have a ramp waveform that really is depending upon the patient's condition and which is most comfortable for them. We have our calculated tidal volume at 365. Just for today, I want to take it up to 400. That was a calculated. There. Flow sensitivity is at 3 liters per minute. That means when the patient sucks in 3 liters, it gives the breath. So if we have 6 liters a minute going through the circuit, when 3 liters return to the exhalation side, then it'll give a breath. Our oxygen is 100%. We don't need that much. We're going to start off at 21. And our PEEP is at 3. I like 5. Okay. No plateau. Flow max is 44. Our I time is a 1 to 6, rate of 10. So we have a 1 second I time, 5 second E time. Total cycle time is 6 seconds. Our frequency is 10. 60 divided by 10 is 6. 1 second I, 5 second E gives me a 1 to 5 ratio, which is down here. Whoop. Go back through because this screen is very sensitive. Take that back up to 400. 5. 21. And that's it. See, my finger accidentally hit the restart down here. So I need to press accept. What it does, these are my ventilator settings here in this section, and these are my apnea settings. So if my patient for some reason stops breathing for some time, we want our apnea settings to provide full support. Since our settings are on full support already, we will mimic those settings. And if they're going apneic, something's going wrong, typically we'll leave it on 100%. Unless you're doing neonates, but that is fall semester. So it's waiting for a connect. And the one thing I want to show you is the different waveforms. Remember, square, ramp, this one only has 2 that you can use. And see how it does affect your I to E ratio and your flows. Okay, so we're going to connect our patient. And we are ventilating. You can see up here my peak pressure is 28. My mean pressure, my average pressure is 8.4. My PEEP is 5.1. My IDE is a 1 to 5. Total 10. Frequency total. My tidal volume exhaled is 410. And this is where I'm going to cancel. And my expiratory minute ventilation total is 4.56. Okay, that is all assist control is. Now if you see the C up there, that means it is compute or control breaths. See the A? That means the patient assisted. Now if you look at my VTE, it's 391. There's a control breath. Another control breath. Full exhalation. That last breath was 403. 404. See, I'm assisting, allowing for full exhalation. That's an assisted breath. If you notice, you'll see the tidal volumes may jump around from anywhere from 20 below to 50 above. That is completely normal. It all has to do with how much flow is coming out of the patient lungs, but we're averaging real close to 400 cc's. So you're going to have a little bit of variable. But if you noticed the assisted breaths when the A came up, they were very, very close to 400. That is assist control. Every breath, whether the patient triggers or the machine gives, is going to be whatever tidal volume is set. So if we go to assist control, go to assist control and go back to current setup. I can go to AC, go to SIMV. I'm going to accept that. Continue. And these are my apnea. I have to accept. Now I have SIMV. If you notice my SIMV, all the settings are the same. Now I have pressure support. So what I would like to show you is you now have a C for control breath, A, assisted, spontaneous, assisted, assisted, spontaneous, assisted. Now what is the difference between a C, S, and A? A C is a control breath. That means the machine gives it. Assisted breath means it's within the time frame that the machine needs to give the breath, but the patient is trying to take a breath, so it's going to give the machine breath with the patient's assistance. It's going to assist the patient taking that breath. That's what the A means. The S is totally spontaneous. And if you will get it again and see how small the spontaneous breaths are. That's assisted, assisted, spontaneous. See, the spontaneous tidal volume was only at 123. The assisted breath is just like the control breath. This machine will give one breath every 6 seconds. It's sort of like a window. If the patient is trying to take a breath within the 6-second window and they want to, it's within that 6-second window, the machine is going to synchronize the control breath with the patient's effort, so that is assisted. The control breath is if the patient does not make any effort, then and it's time, the machine will give it. Spontaneous, the patient has already taken their breath, the machine has already assisted, it's within that window, it's not really time for another breath, and then it's going to be a spontaneous. What I'm going to do now is add 10 of pressure support. If you remember our last spontaneous breath, and then I have to accept, our last spontaneous breath was 123 cc's. So we have an assist, and also take a look at your waveforms. Assist, spontaneous, assist, spontaneous. Look what a difference just 10 of pressure support made. And also my E sensitivity is way down, so that's going to be terminating at a very low waveform, at a very low flow. Okay, assisted, assisted, spontaneous. 406. Remember, you really don't want a tidal volume or an inspiratory time over 1 second. That looks a little long, so we'd up it just a touch. See, I'm playing with everything. And that's my machine telling me that my O2 sensor is just out of whack. Okay, one more time. There we go, that looks about better. 255. You see how the difference is? So in spontaneous breaths, it's different. What is the difference between SIMV and assist control? It is the spontaneous breaths. The patient never takes a spontaneous breath in assist control because the ventilator always assists. If the patient wants to take more than 10 breaths per minute, it's going to be assist. What the SIMV does is the ventilator will give or assist 10 breaths per minute. If the patient breathes over 10 breaths per minute, if they're breathing 15 breaths, then the 5 will be spontaneous and will only be helped by whatever the pressure support is. That is the entire difference between SIMV and assist control.